difference who you are when you open up a box. Your dreams may come true. No returns, no in between. This is stuff I left in my packing. When you wish upon a box, yours come true. Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of What's in the Box. On today's COVID-19 episode, we are looking at a box that's simply labeled Slary Nursery. There's paint on it. It's been in my garage since I moved here. It looks as if my daughter, a young daughter, decorated the box. So we're going to dig into it today and see what's inside. I can already tell just from the top of it, there's a bunch of stuff. So let's get started. Hey, here's the thing. What is this? This is a nice Rikon, looks like consumer-made 35mm camera. It's really heavy. I guess it came from Goodwill, judging by that sticker. I can't tell you guys. Most of these cameras, especially that have fixed lenses like this, are pretty cheap. This little rangefinder right here is pretty heavy. Can I get this open? How do I get this open? Oh, still no opening this? Hang on. So many secrets. Yeah, nothing inside. I will say this. For a cheap little consumer grade camera, that's a pretty solid build. Maybe we'll pop some film on this at some point so we can get at it. That is a dirty lens though. What's our f-stop on this? What can we get down to? A 2.8. So that's a respectable little lens. What are we looking at here? This is a 40mm. It could be interesting. Got a crack in the viewfinder. Will that make a difference? Yeah. But hey, $2.95. You take a shot on a dream, right? And then you put it in a box. And never think about it again. Jeez. All right, what do we got next? Oh, CDs. Let's go with the ones that are in boxes first. There's a stack of them without boxes. We got the soundtrack to 12 Monkeys. This was a very notable soundtrack. I think, like most kids, I started out listening to a lot of music based on soundtracks. This is well after when I started doing that. Is the CD in there? Yeah, it is. Look at that. What I liked about this one, other than it has Earth Died Screaming by Tom Waits, which is a very apt song for this fine film. A very, very topical COVID-19 film, in fact. They had this really beautiful sort of accordion melody, this very haunting, eerie accordion melody that went through most of this film. There's some other people, Tom Waits, B.J. Cole, Fats Domino, Louis Armstrong. But I think what I liked most about this soundtrack was that haunting accordion music, which is sort of like a monkey organ grinder, tying that art direction together. Oh, Cabbage Patch Kids sing for you. If you've ever wondered what these orphans sounded like, you can find out with this. They think I'm crazy. A little preparation. Junkyard Gang. We can do what you can do. This might show up on a episode of Matt and Will Listen to Records if we can ever do it again. And maybe I'll do my own Matt and Will Listen to Records. We'll call in Matt for this. Because I feel like this is definitely an album I could probably play on a live stream that no one would care about. Oh, another fantastic, nice soundtrack. The Spawn album. This album was sort of, I don't know if you guys remember the Judgment Night soundtrack, but the idea was to pair up a bunch of different bands, and this one is no different. pairing together bands like Filter and the Crystal Method, Marilyn Manson and the Sneaker Pimps, Orbital and Kirk Hammett, which, from what I remember, is really just a remix of Orbital's Satan with Kirk Hammett guitar sample on top of it. I'm really curious how the Butthole Surfers Moby interaction went out. My guess is that one of them made the song and the other one remixed it. I can't imagine the two of them in an album or in a studio together. Yeah, that was the thing with Spawn, and this is sort of like the story of the 90s. These like really incredible soundtracks to films that were like Spawn, less than notable, but had really great music going for them. And speaking of great music, here's the soundtrack to Mario 64, a classic by any standard. My favorite is the Dire Docks, a very beautiful, a little haunting marimba melody on the Mario 64 soundtrack. Oh, look, and we have a surprise in here. The Mario 64 soundtrack and Tomahawk's first album. Tomahawk holds a very special place in my heart because, it's one part Jesus Lizard, one part Helmet, one part Mike Patton. The thing that holds a really special place in my heart for the Tomahawk album was that I was in a terrible band, but we tried, and we went down to Cat's Cradle, North Carolina, and met with Mike Patton. I did one of those things where I pretended to call Ipecac Records and say, "Hey, I got this band. I'd love for you guys to hear Ipecac Records, Mike Patton's record label." And we met with Mike Patton and gave him our CDs. And I was like, "Listen, man, it's noisy, and thank you for doing this." And Mike Patton very politely said to me while drinking a bunch of wine, he said, "Shit, man, I'll listen to anything." We never heard back from Mike Patton, although years later there was a follow-up. I don't remember. Yeah, it was a follow-up Tomahawk, or maybe it was a Phantom Moss album, but it used a sample from our crappy CD. Drama CD, Tactics 2. I guess another video game soundtrack I picked up. I've never played this game. But yeah, maybe we'll do that on Matt and We'll Listen to Records also, because that looks like a thing that won't get flagged. Set that aside with the Cabbage Patch Kids Sing For You. What do we have here? I Learned French While You Drive. Complete course. Maybe, for those of you guys who know me, the only French I know is bonjour, merci, and bon. So clearly, I didn't fall through with this course. And then we have Henry Rollins, a spoken word performance, The Box Life. I think and it's missing a disc. I think like any young male my age, everybody kind of goes through their Henry Rollins period. I don't love him anymore. I don't hate him either. I think he's an interesting fella. That's definitely indicative of a time in my life where I would have listened to that. Oh, and look, like a true savage. I have a bunch of CDs without a case in here. Rowan Atkins, this is a wonderful stand-up performance. I think I had to bootleg this because it doesn't exist anywhere in the United States. Rowan Atkins, more you guys probably know him from Blackadder and Mr. Bean. A very, very funny performative artist. If you like people like Eddie Izzard and all that in the classic vein of British comedy, Rowan Atkins stand-up is pretty fantastic. It's both like a one-man show in terms of theater, but also really funny. He does some musical numbers, including, in relation to this, That's Why I Hate the French. It's a very, and as it turns out, Rowan Atkins has a very lovely singing voice. We have the Octopus Project. My buddy Toto and Yvonne and the gang from Austin. They were like our first friends who like really made it, who were really doing good as like a band. So congrats to you guys. I'm glad you guys are still doing it and holding strong. Bootleg Morphine CDR, which is weird because I have this album. I don't know why I made a copy of it, but whatever. Another Henry Rollins disc. What do we got here? The soundtrack to Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which is also funny. Was funny. What's this? Oh, these were a great series of albums. These Ultra Lounge records are really good. This is volume 15, Wild, Cool, and Swingin' 2. Lawsuit songs, this is an interesting thing. There used to be a website called illegalart.com in the early 2000s, and it focused on art that really pertained to lawsuits, I guess you could say, or copyright issues. It had Touchdore's Superstar on there. It was a place to find a bunch of video that was no longer available because of copyright issues, a lot of negative land stuff. But they had an album on there called Lawsuit Songs, and they were songs, the original songs, with the ones that sampled them. So I downloaded all those and put them on a disc. Another copy of Tomahawk's album. I may have been given several copies of this, I guess, when we went to go see Mike Patton, because why would I have a bunch? Soundtrack to Mad Men. It was a great show. Underworld, Second Toughest Infant in the World. Another one that I bootlegged, even though I own the original. This is probably one of my top 10 favorite albums of all time. I can't highly suggest this album enough. We Are Devo. Jamie Liddell. I actually remember I bootlegged, pirated, put this on a CD because it wasn't available in the United States yet. And I love Jamie Liddell. He's a fantastic singer and whatever. Here's a mystery disc. Tribe Called Quest. And the Tim and Eric. Awesome record, greatest hits. Oh, here's a bag of things. Oh, you know where this box must have come from? It's all making sense now. This box was just a bunch of stuff that was in my car in Austin. Also, hence the Hobby Lobby receipt. That was before they became just some outright monsters. Okay, let's date this. At Hobby Lobby at 2:38 p.m. Where's the date on this? Is there no date? Will we never know? Oh, November 4th, 2008. So that's roughly when this box was from. So on November 4th, 2008, I was buying art supplies. Shocker. And scrapbook, apparently. From Hobby Lobby. What else do we have in here? These are flyers from the Austin Museum of Digital Art, which I used to be involved with. These were flyers about how you can get involved. We had this great, I don't think it has the name on it. There was some weird, I think it was called Acid Prints. It was out of Florida that you could get at the time. You could get like thousands and thousands of postcards from. Hey, Kat, speaking of, look at these Moda things from the back of my car from 2008. But Acid Flyers, you used to be able to get like thousands of postcards for nothing. And the only caveat was that it's expensive to ship a lot of heavy things in bulk. And so we would have to go to the airport, the Austin airport, and pick these things up from like the bulk shipping area whenever you got them printed. A bunch of envelopes, unused envelopes. Oh, there's some more Moda stickers. Oh, I wonder how Moda is now. I hope they're well. What else do we have? I was in a band called Canopy once, and here is the here's the tab I wrote out for a song that Praveen wrote called Neon Line. So it's the verse 1 in C, F, whatever, Walk This, and then the Narrow Bones bass line for another song we did. Man, that's old. Yeah, it's definitely 2008. And then the printed bass tab for, Private Eyes. No, that's wrong. We did Eyes Without a Face, but I guess maybe we consider doing Private Eyes also. What else is in this stack? And The Listener, another Canopy song. Keep those together. And again, on the show, what's in the box? I go through a bunch of stuff that, I've boxed up a lot of stuff when I moved here and it stayed in boxes, and this one was living in my garage forever. So now we're going through it, seeing what's in it. Here's an old Bank of America account I don't have anymore. And my old address on it. Man, this is a really old one because this is when I was still in Parker Lane. So this is like a 2005 checkbook. That's cool. I'd usually be worried about that routing number on there, except it's so long ago. Here's my bank account. See how much money I had. And oh man, what year was this? 2004. My savings in 2004 was $1,149, which is not much more than it is now. That's a sad, depressing fact. Here's a flyer I made a long time ago for my buddy Carter, the recital that he was doing. Let's see, with a selection by Antonio Jorbin, Hammerstein, Tribal Tech, and Miles Davis. And it was featuring Carter Arrington, best friend forever. Andrew Moorhead, one of my all-time favorite pianists and people, mathematicians. And Will Schultz and John, I don't know who the other guy was, but from what I remember, it was a very good concert. Well done, guys. Secret Machines. This was a band. I had their stickers, and I also had the sticker on my one of those carrying cases you have for your pets. So whenever I took my pets places, it said Secret Machines across the pet carrier. I said multiples of those. Oh, a receipt. And guys, on the show, What's in the Box, we decide what we do with our old stuff, whether to keep it, throw it away, or donate it. A lot of this, I love all these years of my life, but most is going to get donated. Lee Hartman and Sons invoice for 2012. I can't tell what this is for, but it was $9. All right. Thanks, Lee Hartman and Sons, for what I ended up buying from you. Best Buy bought a 8 gigabytes of RAM. All right. More Emotive flyers. Here's one from a digital showcase. 2006. Who played this? Look who. I was curating the visual stuff for this at the time. So, Ben, Aqua. Hey, buddy, I love you. Who else do we have here? Johnny and Eli. I love you guys too. I'm glad you're still there. Carrie, who I haven't talked to in years. Carrie's one of my favorite artists from Austin. And Mike Ruiz. Who also I love. A bunch of people. Good people to know. Look at this. Look at this lineup of killers. These were a lot of, this is the, I don't know if you guys were Totally Wreck at the time, and that's a lot of the Totally Wreck crew who did that night. Drop the Line played, Ben played as Muscles. Wonder Jam Twins, which was also Eli and Johnny, so that was cool. Oh yeah, Totally Wreck, so we got a lot of Totally Wreck. Although, Ben, you were Totally Wreck, but as Altham, that's fine. And then, yeah, Drop the Line from Tiger Beat. He was fun. Although he did do a really weird, kind of whack rendition of I Just Died in Your Arms tonight at that show. Still a good show. Here's another screening that we did at the Draft House. Cartoon Express. My dude Peter. That was a lot of fun also. We did an after party. That was a lot of fun. Who all was there? Yeah, Human Milk, Gail Gold. Everything in Heaven is TV. Man, 2008. Good time. Look at all these wonderful sponsors. I'm going to listen. Lots of times people shout out their sponsors because they feel like they have to. I'm going to do it again because, honest to God, a lot of I would have a stupid idea, or I'd find something amazing on the internet, like what Peter and I can't remember your other dude from Hooligan Ship's name were doing, and these guys would make it possible. Domi, who's not around anymore, rest in peace. I love you. Bird's Barbershop, Vulcan Video. I love you. I miss you guys. Okay, Fresh. And Champion Scion. Champion Scion gave me so much money for these things, guys. It was incredible. They really would just give you like $1,500, like whenever you asked for it. Oh shit, here's a parking ticket in the city of Austin, which I never paid. Sorry, Austin. Man. My pay stub from Vulcan Video. Look at this. God, it's depressing. My yearly total for working there was $755. I love that job, so whatever. More of the same. Another Omoda flyer. It's 2004. Man, yeah, look at this. Oh, this is the first one I was in. Who all played that night? I don't even remember. I don't remember any of these musicians. I'm sorry. I'm sure you guys were all great. I don't. Robert Melton and me and JC. But yeah, the rest of these people are mysteries to me. Oh, the Copa Bar, which also doesn't exist anymore. Rip Omoda. Or not a Rip Omoda, but Copa Bar. What this is. I guess this was I don't know. Deposit receipt. Oh, this is one of my favorite Omoda digital showcases. 2005. Disco's Dry Hump, my dude. Mike Behrman. True Wave from Dallas, and they were a lot of fun. But also, most importantly, Dat Politics, man, who never played a bad show. Ben's back with some video of him interviewing a shark. Philip Hunt, a really amazing guy who I met online out of UK, did a lot of amazing work. Johnny, also one of my favorite visual artists. Just humans, one of the nicest people you'd hope to meet. A lot of good stuff. And who did this cool flyer design? I think, actually, you know what? I take that back. Dat Politics probably made this flyer. Good people, good times. Oh, too well from Tristan. This is like my ex-nephew, Tristan. Just drew this for me. Tristan, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for this drawing of a dragon. More Omoda stuff. Another screening we did. I was just talking about this. Look at this. These are all stuck together. This can, a lot of these can go in the trash. Gary Hertzwit did that film Helvetica to a lot of success, and his follow-up to that was Objectified, which I contacted him about screening in Austin. Got it at the Draft House. Draft House wasn't really too hip on it at first, but then we sold out a bunch of shows. I was actually just talking to my friend Max today about how after we sold out a bunch of shows, Objectify went behind my back. And you know what? They got the screen themselves and didn't pay me or Omoda for that anymore. So thanks for that, Draft House. More Cartoon Express. I have a little note here. What's this? Well, this is a recipe. Or just a shopping list. Salt, creamer, K-Cups. You know, I'm not going to dwell on this, but I can honestly say one of the reasons that I'm divorced is because I had a wife who thought that K-Cups were a good idea. They weren't. Oh, I had a brief run at Tacos and Tequila, which was a restaurant. Jim Barron started in Austin. He was a super nice, interesting guy. They really wanted to incorporate art. He had Blue Mesa in Dallas, but he really wanted this one to be its own thing. And I did stuff for them for a couple years. Good people. I miss them, and I hope they're well. Really put a lot of faith in me in putting together an entire video system. More Vulcan paychecks. Oh, at this point, by 2008, I'd made $1,700 there. More Vulcan pay stubs. What do we have here? Huh. I don't know what that's to. Seems important. No information. Oh, museum stub? What? I don't know. Seems important. Isn't important. What is this stuff? What are we looking at here? Somewhere this must have been a trip I took to France. Yeah. This is from a trip to France. Hence the .fr. Yeah, in 2008 I went to France for a while. Yeah. That's what all this stuff is. A France trip. And yeah, these must have been for the metro. 2006. Did I go in 2006? God, yeah, maybe, probably. Yeah, France. Stuff from France. This is one of my favorite museums in all of France. I guess it's called the Armory now. Museum of Armory. But they used to call it the Hotel Infantile. And it was a place that Napoleon built for all his like wounded troops, that became a museum of armament. So over all the many hundreds of years of weapons makers trying to impress kings and queens and royalty of France, they would make these like hyper elaborate pieces of armor, pieces of weaponry, and whatever else. Most of them are completely non-functional in terms of being useful, but they're all on display there. So there's like these spears that are also shotguns, and just, it's an incredible mess of things. But it also, the most important thing about it is you go through the entire museum, and it's neat in terms of product design and the most ornate and beautiful things ever designed to kill people. But at the very end, there's this picture of Napoleon. It's the only like picture that features Napoleon as like short as he actually was, in front of a table full of sort of war stuff. And he is he's in front of this table just kind of pouting, like his arms crossed, and just very coarse about what looks like a losing battle. And it's a gorgeous thing. It's just hidden in the back of the museum. So much time has passed that the heat transfer ink on this is completely gone. I'm afraid a lot of this stuff from Paris is not going to make the cut from what's in the box. Oh, this looks like it has gum in it. Awesome. I don't know. Another cafe at the Louvre. Oh, okay. So it's funny. Like, you save shit like this, and I don't know why. And now I'm looking at it and I'm going, you're right. We got to Paris. We did basically a red eye to Paris. And you leave, sort of around nighttime in the States, and you get to. I'm so glad I put gum in there. Yikes. You get to Paris in the morning, and you're like, why would I waste the day? We got to get going. And so this was me going to the Louvre after not sleeping and buying a double shot of espresso very early in the French morning, so that I could run through the Louvre like a maniac with no sleep. Oh, here's one of those cards you get, like the fortune teller cards. Let's see what my fortune was. A wise old owl sat on an oak. The more he sat, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why can't you be like the wise old owl? Yes, my friend, your greatest fault is that you talk too much. Learn to keep a secret. However, your other golden qualities make up for your talkativeness. Your anxiety to help others, fair enough, and your consideration of other people's wishes has earned you many friends. A friend will urge you to take a trip. Don't do it! Your friend's interest lies in remaining at home. Or your best interest lies in remaining at home. It's a very novel piece of COVID advice. I'm depending on your good sense to lead you on the right path. All right. I guess I did a fortune telling from a vending machine when I was in Paris. The last little bit of Paris tickets. I bought a veggie pesto. This seems like this would be something I can. No, I can date it. So 10/21/06, I was in Paris, or going to Paris. Man, I spent a lot of money on whatever I got. Oh. Okay, so this was on a plane. Oh man, this was a mess. I remember this. Me and my sister got buck wild. This is on the plane. We both got some food, and then I got a bottle of Dewart's and Stoli, and we got drunk on that plane. So not only, I guess, when I showed up in Paris was I was drunk. Duty-free booze. What can you say? The collision center. Oh, I got in a wreck. And I don't know, at some point. My Honda. Got me all straightened out. And more of these emotive flyers. These are a lot. And I'm telling you that damn acid prints, man. I just get billions of flyers. Some of these can go away. I don't know what that's to. That can go away. This looks like a very troubling letter, which I'm probably not going to read out loud because this is what it looks like it is. You know, yep. Divorces, for those of you out there who had them or thinking about them, you know, they don't come out of nowhere, and that it's from 2008, and so I should have known better. This is a little notebook I had from when I was working for my dad. Some notes on whatever. When I was working for Cuvée Coffee, trying to come up with an arcade here in Roanoke that didn't happen. Oh, I don't know what this is. Editing notes for Cuvée stuff. I did a video on some beds. Recycle Easy was a junk company that I was doing stuff for. I don't know. There's a bunch of nonsense. Anne Ferrer, speaking of France, wonderful artist out of France who I did some work with here when she was in Roanoke. She was fantastic. I don't know. A bunch of footage. Oh, this is from Orangeburg, the video I did 2012. Yeah, this is log footage. Nothing too exciting. Although I thought I saw something in here that looked semi-exciting. Could be wrong. Oh, here's what it was. Here's a early, I don't know whose numbers those are. Justin Buddy, I'm sorry if I gave out your phone numbers. Here's a very early sketch of the Rick Rude painting I did way back. Some Taubman updates. I was doing a lot of work for the Taubman back then. Meeting I had with David Mickenberg at the Taubman. Man, if I had a goddamn dollar for every time I met with someone at the Taubman about doing video. Whew. What do we got? TV walls, intro wall. Although this may have been for the Harrison. A lot of works for museums, guys. God bless them all. I guess that was the stuff that was... Yeah, I guess this box is stuff that was in my car. Let's keep going. Okay. Northwestern portfolio of deferred annual income. Oh, here we get to the good stuff. Let's start with the books. Oh man, so much stuff. Let's start with this. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I don't know why I have this. I mean, I'm kind of glad I do, but Here, why don't we have some music for that? I have a little Disney keyboard right here. What do we have from Snow White? We have Hi-Ho. These guys are fun. Leah, how are you? I was just going over, there was a notebook full of, footage notes from our old Orangeburg shoot. Hope you're well. 1973. It's curious that this came out in 1973, because Snow White came out in, 43, I feel like. Disney knows how to stretch a brand out. That is for sure. And what's funny about this also is this is not what the Queen looks like in Snow White. So they just in 73 they decided she needed to be a little bit different. So why not? Illustration's fun in this. I love this kind of illustration. Character illustration doesn't do too much for me. That's fun. What else is Leah? We're doing what's in the box, where I'm clearing out all this shit that's in my house and deciding whether to keep, donate it, or throw it away. some old National Geographics. Some of them in the 70s and some of them in the 2000s. Why not? Let's get crazy. 70s and 2000s, the end of cheap oil. Africa's ragged edge. That's what was happening in the 70s, National Geographic. April 1977. That's cool and concerning. What is that? Mountain of pulpwood. God, I wonder why the Earth is trying to kill us. Look at this. That's bonkers. Yeah, Leah, I think honestly the reason I have these was for doing collages and never got around to doing them. Look at that guy. Leah, are you surviving COVID times really well? I hope you're doing well. You should get on House Party. It's a really fun app, and you and me and JP can sit around and cuss and laugh. Look at this guy. Man, some of these pictures are super fantastic. So I'm really glad I kept these. Single-celled organisms. Hey, guys. Look at that big man. Ooh. Oh, wow. Minolta. They were like, I got it. We're going to make a rangefinder, but we're going to turn it sideways. Boom, the future. What does it compute? Minolta, and you wonder why you're not Canon now. I'm going to tell you, it was probably because of the 110 zoom SLR. What do we have here? That's cool. Oh, look at this javelin man. Just doing his thing. Yeah, Leah, you should. I think every night me and JP just kind of like catch up and have a drink on there. It's a lot of fun. Mexican folk art. This is cool. One of the saddest things I was never able to buy was this like huge giant. Well, I was gonna play. So I have this like this fun keyboard that I found that plays music. Let's see. Let me get it on autoplay. So when I was oh, so loud. So when Snow White came up, it actually plays Hi Ho from Snow White. So I was gonna start it, but then I put it on the wrong setting. I don't know if that's any better while we look at Mexican folk art. But one of the saddest things I never bought was this giant mask from Uncommon Objects. And because it was at Uncommon Objects, it was like prohibitively expensive. I feel like it was like, when I saw it, I was like, no price is too much. But then it ended up being like $800. But it was this huge, I mean, probably 4-foot mask of, whoa. I don't need to know about these. These are too depressing. These are the 2000s. It was this giant mask of like this huge bearded man with like green skin, and he was crying red tears. And I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. I don't care. Look at this. This is a Leah. For just tuning in, I think this is a box of the shit that was in my car that I had when I moved. A PS1, a mini PS1. I don't know why I had it. I feel like this was probably a gift that someone gave to me. It doesn't have like thrift store stickers on it. So someone's like, Will, you like video games? Here you go, buddy. And I'm like, oh, thank you. But then clearly I never really played it. The PS1 was a good system. Birthplace of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This may be it. I don't know. I have a hard time giving away video stuff or video game stuff, but this may be this may definitely be a donate. What else we got? Oh, books. No, I should have treated these books better. What do we got? Oh, this is a good book. I have like 18 copies of it, though. Edith Hamilton's Mythology. These are very... Oh, I love these illustrations. Although I think these are etchings. Those are fun. Perseus holding up Medusa's head. Although I don't remember Perseus flying after he had Medusa's head, but maybe that happened. The Minotaur in the labyrinth. Oh, I like that Minotaur because he's a centaur. Look at that. I have not thought about this. A Minotaur with a bull body. Because he does have a bull body, but everybody assumes the classical Minotaur. Actually, it's like the Minotaur from waist up is like a... Well, is it? No, he's got a bull head and like a man's bust, but then like bull legs. But this one, he's got a whole full-on like body of a bull, and his head is actually a man with horns. That's great. I'm like, oh, I know this book, and clearly I don't. That's great. This is a good read. These are in thrift stores all the damn time. So if you ever come across those. Bye, Leah. I miss you. Hope you're doing well. Get those. Macbeth, classic. Oh, New Kids on the Block by Grace Cataliano. New kids. Danny always seemed like he was like 10 years older than everybody else. It's Donnie. What a fucked up band to be in if you were one of these guys. Since you were like the kid one. Hey, pal around with these dudes. A New Kids concert is always exciting. These 5 kids from Boston. I to R. Donnie. John. I don't know what I to R means. Oh, left to right. Sorry. Donnie, John, Danny, Joe, Jordan keep their fans dancing in the aisles. They sure did. Where are they now? All I know about Donnie is that Donnie D's on the backup. He's drug-free. Split that crack up. Metallophysics. Looks like I never read this. I think that there's probably always some truth to like where science and religion overlap, right? Because at some level, everything is sort of faith, even if it's science. But God, I love it when crazy people try to match the two up. Like this. What does this mean? This doesn't mean shit. I love you, who wrote this. I can't even pronounce your name. Oh, performance art. Guys, there's a little unknown secret about me. I went to school for performance art, and amongst other things, mostly video art, but I did performance art. I was interested in this for a hot minute. This might be worth reevaluating. Although performance art was just, based on this book, it was just an excuse to see naked people and pretend like it's okay. Performance art is sadly one of those things that it's like, oh, look at this! Oh, that's a keeper. There's no gray area with performance art. It'll either stop you in your tracks and you'll cry and you'll think it was the greatest thing you ever saw, or it's shit. And fortunately, most of it's shit. What's this? Gladiator Law. I like this. Whatever this is all about is good. Although, I don't know what this book is about. Yeah. Science fiction. It's like a quick read. Maybe we'll do this week. Oh. That's cool. There is nothing to do in Roanoke, Virginia, especially now. Tom Dickinson. I wonder if we can find Tom. Ask him about this book. What is this? What is this about? How many times have you either heard or said those words? There's sites in Roanoke area. This book will take amazing living from antiquing to zoos, everything in between. Wow, what year did this beautiful book come out? 2000. Shit. I can honestly say there's no hang gliding in Roanoke, Virginia. Shooting. Tubing. I want some weird stuff. Where's the weird stuff in Roanoke? American Castle Tours. What are we looking at here? Greenbrier's not in Roanoke. This book proves its point. Oh, this is going to go downstairs in my collection. I think that the funniest thing on earth are novelizations of movies, especially shitty movies. And this is easily one of the shittiest movies. And if you had any doubts, there's a special Swiss Army sunglasses offer inside this book. Oh man, this is even like for young adults. That's cool. Although I still love you, Bruce Willis. Armageddon novelization. Oh, this is cool. These are game books. These are basically, this is like a Star Wars Choose Your Own Adventure. That's gonna go. That's a keeper. Oh man, this was a weird thing I found. One side it's about how to love a puppy, right? It's like a kid's book on like, I have a puppy. Puppy so he makes me feel this happy. It's cool things. Look, apparently a kid scribbled all over it. But yeah, it's like how to love a puppy. The super unfortunate title on the flip side is How to Love a Boy by Michael Jackson. Let's just see how you love a boy. I have a boy. Mine is very big. He's mine. Like, really, like, at no point an editor went, yeah, maybe not. Maybe let's not put that in there. Even if it's from the perspective of a dog, if anyone sees the title, How to Love a Boy, it's going to raise flags. Again, you take the dog out of this and you just read this. He knows I love him because I kiss him on the chin. Yeah, it's troubling. How to Love a Boy. There, we can redonate that. Oh, and finally, we're getting down to the bottom. We have a stack of VHS tapes. Because everywhere in my life, there's a stack of VHS tapes somewhere. What do we got? California Raisins. Will Vinton is one of the unsung heroes of everything, really. He was a stop-motion animator. You will instantly recognize everything he did because they all have this same look that he did with the California Raisins. Will Vinton also did that very crazy and amazing Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which is like Tom Sawyer meets up with Samuel Clemens, and who's in a flying airship, and he takes them both to heaven and hell along their magical journey. So, yeah, Will Vinton, just an amazingly talented and also crazy human. Oh, these have been in the garage. It's no good. There's a little bit of old mold on the tapes. That's sad. Well, that's what happens when you leave shit in the garage for too long, Will. Here's the making of Teenage Mutant Turtles Behind the Shells. In case you... Oh, shit. This is for part 2. My man, Rob Van Winkle, with his whole ninja rap. Which is a super screwed up thing. The history of... That one doesn't appear to be messed up. If you've ever wondered why juggalos call each other ninjas, it's because of this stupid thing, and it sounds like they're saying a bad word, which I think that's really actually true, but also it's because it's Vanilla Ice's fault. So, Popular Mechanics video on special effects from Terminator 2, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and Lawnmower Man and Star Wars. That's cool. Are you rotted also? No. So I guess maybe that other one just came rotted. What is this? Whoa, what the So these are the things I live for, and I don't know how this... I've never seen this, and I just bought this and forgot about it. This is Dominatrix Waitrix. An edit by this person, and it has a website. I'm sure that website doesn't exist anymore. But Edith Edit, what an incredible name, made this. And apparently put it out herself. Holy crap, I need to figure out what that is. Oh, here's another one. Gabriel Films, 900 Women. This is, see... Well, sometimes you're too smart for your own good. I don't know what these are. They sound like adult films. I'm just going to be honest. All right. William Wheeler. Maybe these are performance art things? I don't know. I don't know what these are. Another one to find out. And finally, where are you? Filmed by Samuel Beckett. Buster Keaton, directed by Alan Schneider. All right, another one to figure out what it is. That's it, guys. That's all that was in those boxes and that box from my garage in this episode of What's in the Box. Thanks for joining me. Got to figure out what we're going to donate, what we're going to keep, what we're going to get rid of. If you guys know anything about this film, leave them in the comments, because that's what I'm most curious about. I'm going to, again, if I can get my, oh, there was one more thing in here. Let's see. What is this? Oh, shit. Does that say Sega? Yeah. Wow. Sega's Time Out Amusement Center. That's great. All right. But yeah, if you guys know anything about those weird films, let me know. But yeah, until next time, thanks.